Hello. Hello. And welcome. How's everyone doing? What's up, Galbos? What's up, Figan? What's up, DJ? DJ? Okay. So, group stage. Let's watch some games. Okay. So Bitter, Brick and Dave. Okay. Right, I'm just checking some stuff because it seems like there's quite a few games that weren't actually played that were supposed to be played in the group stage. So I just want to make sure I know what was played and what wasn't. That's a weird one. Okay. Some J Steel. Thank you. Okay, let's start with Group A because A comes first. Simple. Simple stuff. Okay. All right. Oh, it's out of a crab egg. Right. So. We have 2 players from Group A here. Everything should be in order. So we got Taigada. Definitely one of the favorites to win the whole thing pre-tournament. And definitely favorite to top this group. And over here we have Blast Chilled, also tagged as UEF. We got Blast Chilled over here. Playing as Cyber, and he's making 2 pigeons, even though he has a Hydro close by. Tagada is actually going for a build where he doesn't move the ACU to the Hydro. So to make this work, to have the ACU build all this time, you have to get mass reclaim. That's just how it goes. So the next NG will grab reclaim. You can see the next NG rally point from the factory is that's actually an attack move there after the move order. So he's going to grab all these rocks and then he's going to walk over to this and then onto middle, I would assume, because without that 240 mass wreck, this build will not work. So you can see -4. You can see he's not got enough to build the things that he wants without some mass. So that's his plan. Blast Shield's doing what's more normal, which is to walk to the Hydro and start building it. And centralize his build power. He reclaimed a lot of trees here to try and get them out of the way, but now his ACU and engineers are in the way, so that's not... If he reclaims like these 2 things, then he can place an air factory without reclaiming more stuff, I guess. Problem is, on this map, you don't want to place a factory here or here when there's reclaim on the ground, because that's going to lose you a lot of time. So, Tagada has run out of those rocks, and he's not... Is he going to be able to finish this factory without stalling? No. Maybe he's a bit slow walking towards this, or he should have added a bit more reclaim. But his build has kind of failed, so big oof. Big oof. Big oof instead of like reclaiming rocks with this guy or something. Oh, this is actually so bad because like both these mexes are being delayed hugely. That's actually probably the worst part of it. Yeah, he's absolutely fucked this. Holy shit! Stop building that, dude. Yeah, in this situation, um, you should prioritize finishing the mass extractors actually. So you should pause probably both, like all the engineers building these two factories. I'd probably pause those, let the mexes finish, and then finish the factories. Now you can see, like, it's, yeah, that was a very bad stall there. So Blast has 4 factories, 3 land and an air factory. Tagada is just behind basically. Now, if you think about the knock-on effect, like this engineer is now could have already gotten this rock and been on the way over here. This engineer could already be at the mechs or maybe beyond it. So that really hurt. So ACU heading to middle. Not sure what that triangle of light in the sky is actually. Is this Zelda or something? So yeah, we got quite a nice bit of mass in the middle. They're like what, beetles and hoplites, I think. And also some rocks. Bit of a megalith there, or not the crab, but you know, Stone Age monument. You gotta love Chosen's skyboxes though, for real. So Blast's gonna send a tank out. This gets caught out. They both well, got tanks out on the map, and I think Blast might have a bit more. Oh, this is very bad. One tank getting 2 engineer kills. I mean, I don't see how he saves this NG. It's not happening. There's just no defenses. They're losing 2 NGs and this factory being denied, and quite a bit of mass in the bank. Now, actually, the mass in the bank is not so bad because he is filling up on some reclaims, so you can't expect yourself to be always at 0 when you're getting reclaim like that. But this is a exceptional tank here. You really can't overestimate how valuable that tank is. Also, Tagada getting a really nice trade over here. Just getting good fights. You can see there's a few dead mantis here. I don't see any dead tanks for Tagada. None. That's a mantis. That's a mantis. That's a mantis. So Blast not keeping his tanks in a nice group. Single tanks are obviously very prone to bad trades. He may get 1 NG. He actually has an anti-air over here. Quite strange to send an anti-air across the map like that. And this raid is also cleaned up. Once again, what's that? 2 dead strikers and 3 dead mantis. So another positive trade for Tagada, and he is slightly ahead on mass now. Attack move does not work for the ACU to reclaim because it's a weapon. So he needs to patrol, not attack move. I hope he didn't attack move thinking he would reclaim. That would be... Well, I guess, you know, you can't know everything. I certainly don't. I do like the... You see the mole here in a little grove or something? I don't know. Bit of a shrine built around it. It's quite cool. There's some nice wreckages here. So we got a Seraphim Tech 2 transport. We have a Janus bomber, which is quite juicy. And some nice rocks here. Flak to be captured. No one has captured the flak yet. Ah, speaking of, there's Tagada capturing the flak. Very, very nice to capture those. Now, here we go. See, this is a good trade right here. And notice that the tanks were completely idle. Idle tanks have the best formation. And give you the best trades, actually. It's great when your opponent walks into your nice formation. But overall, Blast is struggling. He is behind on power. He's behind on mass. He has one Tech 2 mechs, which is more than what Tagada has. But Tagada is over halfway to Tech 2 land. He is struggling for mass now. Reclaim desperately needed. And also he should probably put some, maybe in this, well, probably I would get these engineers and assist this mechs, get it finished, and maybe also just have one of them grab some of this reclaim. See, at this point, when your mass is like this, you can take engineers off the assisting, send one over here, as he's done. Send one over here, and send one over here. And then, also, this is quite nice for reclaim as well. No micro equals best micro. Quite often, also the gun on the way for Tagada. I think this mechs is if he didn't make this mechs, he could afford to go Tech 2 land and make the gun, and maybe everything would just work a little bit nicer. It would be a little bit cleaner, or he could, you know, pause some Tech 1 land production. Certainly at this point, with Tech 2 land being produced now, he could pause, you know, maybe 2 or 3 Tech 1 land factories. But as it is, he is making the gun quite nicely and quickly. Only hitting a stall, quite a heavy stall, but only right at the end of the upgrade. So it's fine to just power through that, to be honest. I mean, you can try and micro your air factory, pause it for, but realistically you're pausing it for about 5 seconds, 10 seconds maybe. So it's a minor deal. Second Tech 2 mechs. Tech 2 lands up for Blast. He's not far behind. And he's making a support factory. And he's making Tech 2 P-Gen slightly quicker than Tagada. Tagada delayed his Tech 2 P-Gen because it costs quite a bit of power and he's making the gun first. So don't make gun and Tech 2 P-Gen at the same time usually. And that's a flak, by the way. Oh, you can actually see the model. Interesting. Told you, can't know everything. And I did not know that you would be able to see the model there. But overall, it looks like Tagada is the one. I mean, look, he's taking complete control of middle now. He's got the gun. Blast. Does he have a commander upgrade? He's only now started the gun. And he's overflowing all that power that he's just invested into. Now, I'm slightly afraid of an overreaction and him reclaiming too many P-Gens. Because if you do the math, you're going to bring yourself all the way back to 600 power. If you really reclaim all these. Well, he's going to leave a few, but still, it's only 700. I don't know. In terms of tanks, we've got just over 5k in tanks, 2 rhinos. It's almost 7k in tanks, 10 Tech 2 tanks though. So Tagada's army is better quantitatively, and qualitatively. I don't know if I put too many T's in there. It sounded a bit off, but we're trying. So yeah, looks really good. There goes 2 mexes. There's really nothing that, like, Blast can't kill this army here, and it's just in his side. Engineers going down. That's a very randomly placed PD, and overall it just looks very good for Tagada. Blast not really in a good position here. See the support factories we have. 3 support factories. And that looks like Tech 2 Air is being upgraded right now. 35% adjacent to Tech 2 P-Gen. Always nice to... I mean, he doesn't really have the mass for this. Maybe... he should definitely finish the Tech 2 Mexes before he goes Tech 2 Air. But, overall, it's doing really well. Beetles coming out now. Oh, there's some Beetles already. 4 tanks go down. Tagada, maybe instead of Tech 2, well, his gun ACU has not done much. I mean, to be fair, he did basically take middle. He didn't really secure middle. Probably could have held further up here with the gun commander. If you retreat, you should probably just make nano or something. But with Tech 2 Air, it might be a bit too expensive to make nano. Energy storage only now being... Oh no, he already has 1 energy storage. He's making another. That's why he's stalling so heavily. You can see the mass stall disappears once that finishes. The bell goes on. Feels like you casted this game this week already. Well, I didn't. What's up, Johannes? Blast is just dead. To the commander. And all of the units. And yeah, Tagada made that look quite easy. I think the things went awry very early on. I mean, Tagada's build was quite bad, but then the early fights were just very, very bad for Blast Shield. And aside from that, and then also this this raid over here is ridiculous. I don't think people are passive aggressive actually. I don't think so. I could be wrong. Alright, so 1-0 to Tagada. In the group stage, it's all best of 3 series, so you basically play everyone. You play everyone in a best of 3 in your group. There's 4 groups, 2 players leave each group. And go into the playoffs, which will be on Saturday. Same pushes, same tech cheat. I mean, not really. I think you're exaggerating. For one, they're different factions. For 2, they had different builds. Yeah. Don't know what to say. So we got map gen. 10 by 10. Tagada is Aeon. Blast is Seraphim. Oh, you mean a different game was the same as that one? Okay. Alright. So we got map gen. How much mass do we have? 5,200. We have... Here's one expansion here. That's all you get. The rest are quite spread out mexes. There's like a lane here. The hills really don't look good, I gotta say, on map gen. These little mountains everywhere, not great. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I mean, I feel like this is gonna be quite relevant. Getting the reclaim. So yeah, a bit of a strange map. I mean, there's just sort of not that much to fight for. There's no very important positions. I guess these lanes here feel like they could be quite vulnerable. But we'll see. Second air I expect from both of them, and that's what we get. This bomber, I don't think this is... Yeah, this is a poor build from Blast already. I mean, you can't be overflowing power 2 minutes in. And then build a bomber, and Tagadas has an inti already probably. Yeah, there it is. Just finished, so... Not a good build at all from Blast, I gotta say. See, the thing is, here's the reason he overflowed power. 1, you can get tree reclaim. He only got some. 2, he made 4 pigeons with a second air factory. 3, there's very few mexes around. He's got 4 in the base. And then these are all quite far. And he wasn't even building them, so... Early on, your power is going to go into mass extractors. And if you don't have mass extractors to build, then you need to reduce your PGen count in your opening build. And that's a free inti. Or almost a free inti. He lost an air scout, but other than that, basically free. Please cloak this Celine. Please. Oh, what a waste. No. Why is it not cloaked? See, this is why I always, if I'm sending Celines across the map, I just click the freaking button down here when they're in my base and then send them across. I don't see any reason not to. If you want, you can just untoggle it, but even then, you could just have it on all the time, to be honest. The bomber did kill an Engie and then was killed. You're watching Factorio all week. Oh, looks like Tagada's gonna win another air fight here. He got another inti for free, and now he goes in for the fight, and it's 3v2, 3v1 now. This inti survives on low HP thanks to a veterancy. It's still alive. Now it can regen, and there's another bomber from Blast, which is completely out of any protection. And just look at the expansion as we watch this bomber get a kill. 13 mexes. 9 mexes. And all the tanks are in this tiny portion of the map. Just there. Every single tank can be enclosed in this tiny, tiny box. That's not good. Look at Tagadas. We need a box this size to catch all of his units. Or even this size to catch all the tanks. Or rather, this size. That's very important. Like, Blast threatens nothing. And I have literally no idea why he's sending so many tanks to here. Like, there's nothing here. This is the expansion. This is where you could raid, potentially. Or in this direction. So... yeah, Blast is getting absolutely dominated here, honestly. Antier gets bombed, but the bomber will die now. It got 5 kills, though. And there's mobile out here as well. I mean, that's obviously necessary. And overall, it just looks super good for Taggart. And look how far forward he is now. He can even steal this rock from Blast. And he's just in a great position. It looks very committal, but really it's Blast who is just trapped now in a very small space with no intel, no air control either. He keeps losing inties, which he absolutely cannot afford. And Taggart is just in a great position. He's got a lot of mass. He needs to fix his base building, but he will be able to fix that. I mean, he could even make a Tech 2 mechs at this point. I would, at this point, seeing as there's so few reinforcements he's being diverted away, I would not have built this factory here. I would actually retreat a bit. Like, if you continually sent, like, if these tanks weren't diverted, then I would feel okay. But yeah, he should actually reclaim this factory and leave. I mean, you have time to reclaim that. If you keep your scout overhead, then you can see bombers coming in to do more damage. That is a headshot. Bomber goes down. And yeah, he still needs to fix his eco. I would definitely have made a Tech 2 mechs here. Just because it feels so good. You feel like you're in such a good position that you can afford to just, you know, a little investment. Invest in the future. Because the present is all good. Did that bomb have spikes? Yes. Yes. Everyone should know this. Oh, there's no scout in this army, so these Aurora are very vulnerable. Blast steps forward. Pretty good raid here. Should be able to get this mechs. There's already an engineer on the way. Could potentially kill that NG, but it's unlikely. Blast is going to try and move forward, but he only has one Zooey. You really need quite a few Zooies here. And Taggart actually making a gun upgrade. Looks like range gun, I believe. Not speed gun. What can be done against this? Blast is just in full retreat. He's 4,000 mass behind. Well, 3 to 4,000 behind, I guess. Which is a huge deficit. Without air control, how can he deal with this army? He needs bombers. He has probably less than half the units. 3,300 mass. Well, a bit more than half the mass. 5,480. And he's going to move in for a fight here. And Taggart with a slightly slow reaction there. So actually this will be a decent fight for Blast. He will shave off some Auroras. It's time to back out of the fight now that he's not in range anymore. And he needs to grab this reclaim. He should manually take all this reclaim, or he needs to begin an upgrade immediately. But as we can see, yeah, oh, this raid, actually, these tanks managed to kill some Aurora that weren't microed, and got another mech kill and potentially another NG kill? Not sure. But that's nice. Unfortunately, this one lab has been here the entire game. It has a kill. And it might get another one because there is another NG on the way. Oh, very, very bad fight for Blast Shield here. way outnumbered. You know, it's good if you get in range of Aurora, but it really doesn't matter if you get in range when you have, you know, half or less the numbers of compared to the Aurora. Double gun com here, and there really won't be any way to stop this double gun commander. If Blast does not finish his gun upgrade in the next few seconds, he is, well, he may just die anyway. Even if he finished it right now, which he won't. Yeah, this looks terrible. He's got, what, 20 tanks here? Still not finished. Airfight happening now overhead. Everything happening at once. Tagada will win the airfight. He just has more. Blast finishes his gun upgrade. And a gun com is a fantastic thing versus Aurora. Although he did manage to miss multiple shots there, thanks to the wiggle of the Aurora movement. And now he's shooting into the cliff, which is very, very sad. A lot of wasted shots there. Overcharge also coming in from Tagada. Tagada certainly has more energy as well available to him. Man, Tagada should hold this position now for the reclaim. We can see a very, very small number of reinforcements coming over, trickling towards Blast Shield from his base. Tagada still has quite a large army of Aurora and some anti-air and scouts. And yeah, what to do. Tagada going to press his advantage. Things have chilled out in the front line, and he's going to have a little bit of a raiding party. Head over here, take a Max, an NG, a radar shortly. Or not. Oh. Or yes. Tech 2 land is done for Blast Shield. No wonder he has so few units. However, it seems very hard to see how he makes a comeback here. He's lower HP than his commander. He's gonna try and get PDs up, but those are... the engineer is not even building those yet, so there's no reason for Tagada to stop marching forward, really. And his AC will be fantastic versus the chicken bots. Few factories on the front line to grab engineers, and probably to add more units shortly. You don't need 3 factories building engineers for very long to grab all of that mass. There's also a reclaim field here, is quite nice. And yeah, Tagada should take this. This has been available for a while, these mexes. GG, says Blast. Completely lost position. Literally 10,000 mass behind before 15 minutes. And Tagada with the crush. I think Blast had a bad build in terms of he just built too many P-gens. He probably could have gone 6 P-gen bomber. Alright, wait, let's take a step back. Making a bomber. First problem with making a bomber on this map. You could not be further away from your opponent. Like, you're absolutely in opposite corners of the map. Which means it's going to take, in the time your bomber travels towards your opponent's base, especially if you take a detour around the side because you don't want to get scouted up the middle, then an inti will definitely be done by the time you get there. Next problem is too many P-gens if you do make a bomber, which you probably shouldn't. And then slow expansion. Like, you really have to prioritize expanding with the mexes because you have 4 in your main base, which is standard. But then these, you have 4, and they are quite, that's already quite far away. These 4, and they're not close to each other. They're all basically all quite far away from each other. So I feel like you need at least 3 engineers expanding quickly here. 3 to 4. Like 1 here, 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 1 here, and then onto this base, 1 here and here, and then maybe onto reclaim somewhere. I guess the reclaim's gone, but yeah. Nice build from nice play from Tagada overall, and Tagada just winning in all areas of this. Of really both of these games. So 2-0 to Tagada, not a surprising result, but very, very convincing. So nicely played. Okay. So let's try some more Group A stuff. Let's check out the other 2 players from Group A. It is Jip and Banani. So Jip is UEF. Wouldn't be my first choice for Pelagial, but not terrible. And Banani with Seraphim. So, my 2 hotkeys are ready for you. Jip already flexing on his opponent, which I expect. Jip is under 1500 ladder rating, as far as I know. At least he was when he qualified. So I think he's certainly I think he's like 14 something, 1450. I could be wrong, but he managed to qualify with some nice games, especially a nice one versus Demon Streamer. I'll Swackle here to flex on us all with his minimal hotkeys. Banani has 20 hotkeys. How many do I have? 20 is quite a lot, I guess. It's a RoboGear, prove that. Digwit. So, both players will go second air, and there'll be a bit of an air tussle, and they will try to get a transport to either of these islands. See if small civilian population, which will be promptly reclaimed for mass. All's fair in the 1,000-year war. Yeah, don't forget to like the stream if you're enjoying. Ignore the locals, sometimes they pretend to be Buddhist, I guess. So we got an Inti Scout, 3 Intis, no repeat build. Hopefully we don't see that go idle. Transport after 4 Intis total and 1 Scout, and look at that. See, oh, you need to be heading straight across the map here. These don't, they did not seem to be moving at full speed, I gotta be honest. First transport on this map is risky. It is 20 by 20 as we can see here, but a lot of dead space, so you're quite close together. You're basically as far away as you would be on, say, the previous map, which was 10 by 10, but the players were in the corner. You're about a similar distance, slightly more, but similar. And this transport has been caught. What's up, Curtis? How's it going? Is this transport gonna land? It is smoking, but not too heavily. Oh, he's gotten one into kill. Oh, oh my god. Oh, he killed it. That's so greedy. Why do you need to land here? Why do you need to land here and not like here? No reason. No reason except greed. Just pure greed. Go away, Thomas. What's up, Mazer? Bomber into the main base. This bomber was supposed to be for the for the drop, but he already killed all the engineers out of the transport. And now he's killing pigeons. Oh, he's gonna hide the bomber. That's actually a nice move. I think that's good not to go back for the... I mean, actually, now that I look at them, he could probably kill a couple of pigeons. Jip now dropping the top side. And he's almost 1k, basically 1k mass ahead. But he has lost air. This bomber is quite sneaky. I would probably try and loop this guy back around and expect a drop over here. Replacement transport only now being constructed. Jip with still just one air factory. Making an anti-air. And he brought the bomber back. I think he's going to kill that. Yep. There goes 3 pigeons. And the bomber is leaving again. Where's it going? What's this bomber doing? He's bombed another engine and denied a pigeon. And is this bomber going to get another pass? Surely not. No. It's... Oh, God. Oh, God. He killed an Engie as well. Why is that Engie there? Oh my goodness. Jip. My friend. So that's a lot of damage. How many where are all his pigeons gone? He's got 3 here. He finished that one and that one. Okay, so he has dropped. Oh, nice. Dropped on the hydro. He's dropping around the place. Gonna try and expand very quickly here. And that's gonna be a big waste of air. That's... I don't know why you have 5 mobile anti-airs in your base and a static one. That's definitely too much. And also that's a bit of an idle micro there with the inties. But he will still win the fight. So much anti-air and most of it missed on that turn. If you're turning at like the edge of the range of the anti-air, it's quite likely to miss because physics. So everything quietens down now. Thanks to Banani throwing away his air. And yeah, what is his plan? This is the real question. So here's a plan. Have a factory upgrading to Tech 2 land right now. If you're going to make Riptides and do some raiding, you should be already on the way to Tech 2 land. If you're going for air, then you should probably be already on the way to Tech 2 air. Or you could try and do something with just Tech 1 air and some bombers. Now, we got a little bit of eco. Just one Tech 2 mechs. I don't see others upgrading. It's unlikely he would upgrade these. This mechs is... Don't queue mexes after hydras, generally. It's a bad idea. Hydras take quite a long time to build. Mexes don't. So build the thing that builds quickly first, or, you know, any of these engineers should have built this mechs quite a while ago. Just a small matter of efficiency, which is, well, that shit adds up, basically. So, Jip's still with the lead in mass, and still a struggle for power for Banani. He should not build this factory, because he's still struggling for power. Definitely needs more P-gens, not more factories. He needs more factories, but first he needs more P-gens. Let's put it that way. He's making some eco. Looks like he's going to try and get ahead on Tech 2 mexes. And neither of them really have much of a plan, or rather, Jip with the really late proxy attempt here. Now, the thing with these proxies is you have to really weigh up what you're investing versus what kind of damage you're actually likely to do. So you don't want to build 5 factories here unless you're going to drop your ACU over here or something, or use your ACU to take this. Oh, PD! You're kidding. Did he build that in response to the factory? Either way, the factory's dead and it hasn't built anything. Jip with a T1 RT drop. Nice move. RT drop's very hard to stop on this map because the islands are pretty large, flat. You can drop anywhere on them except like on this mountain. And there's loads of dead space around, so you can come in at the island from any freaking angle. Very frustrating to deal with, which is why you'll see some players build Tech 2 PD in their base. Also having bombers in your base is pretty good, but not going to help in this scenario, considering Jip just sent all of his air in here. And Banani just runs for the hills. Fly away. The pilots abandon their base and leave it to the Thams to try and... Or rather, the single Tham to deal with the artillery. One Tham's not going to deal with the arties too quickly, though. It's going to take a while. Meanwhile, the artillery are shooting at... Oh, Tech 2 mechs. There it goes. Will they get another Tech 2 mechs? I would expect so. See how slow the Thams go to work there. Are there shells in the air? One more? No? No. This one survives. 700 HP. But for how long? Another drop. And this one's straight down the middle. And seen as the Inties had run away. That's an upgrading mech. It was almost complete. That goes down. That hurts. On to the next. That's very low. But the artillery are dead. Air is also completely lost. And there's 2 very low HP mexes here that may be finished off. This is the exact question that I was posing before. Is you have to weigh up the pros and cons. And when you go for the proxy that late, it's really not likely to do much damage. You could put that mass into Tech 2 land and run some Riptides around the place. 3 Tech 2 mexes in this expansion, by the way. Jip not ecoing very much, must be said. He's also not ecoing the safest mexes. These are pretty safe. You can't really kill them with frigates and stuff, but obviously the core mass is closer together and therefore easier to defend. But clearly Banani has a plan, and the plan is make the game last as long as possible. Plan for the future. And hope that... Well, I think it's a good plan against a weaker player. The further into the game you get, the bigger the advantage for the stronger player is in general. There may be specific examples where it's not the case, but in general, that is how it works most of the time. So, a lot of subs from Jip, by the way, and seem to be getting some value. Some of them are anyway. This Tech 2 P-Gen is dead. Tech 2 Mex is dead. Another Tech 2 Mex gets finished off. 2 more Tech 1 drops coming in. Who needs Tech 2 Air? Who needs it? I have Tech 1 Air. I get transports to Tech 1. I don't need the faster, bigger ones. I just use more of the small ones. Will that PD finish? Yes, it will. So that'll kill some of the artillery. Not before a lot of damage is done. Still some alive. There's still a Tech 2 Mex that needs to be killed and a drop. Well, where is... there was a drop on the way for Banani, but where did that go? Because I don't see it anymore. Is that the dead drop? Second... Okay, Tech 2 Air and a second Tech 2 Pigeon for Jip, and he's still doing damage. Another nice raiding with the gunships of over here would be a very nice place to raid. 4 more transports, not all fully laden. Oh, one of them, the lead one, looks like it might... Oh, it actually drops just before it goes down. Nearly lands on the other recently dropped artillery. There's nothing. There's nothing to kill these arties. Nice ferry route. You can actually select the factories and click on the ferry route, by the way. That's a lot of transports. More Tech 2 Mexes. Like, he's killing everything. Why is there so much T2 air production and not even one T2 P-Gen? And Banani says new PC is such shit. Which I guess is what Blast Shield was referring to before when he talked about some 200-degree laptop. I think Jip OC'd all the arty. Oh yes. There we go. Now we see the evidence. So yeah, Banani not having a good time here. Still has that 400 HP Tech 2 Mex, but everything else in the island has pretty much been killed. A lot of dead. Look at all the dead P-Gens. So many. At least 20. Tech 2 P-Gen is trying to be built for maybe the 3rd time, maybe more. And he's going back to building Tech 1 P-Gens now. This position at least is alive, but without power, the game's very hard to play. And he doesn't have navy. Look at all the subs. There's nothing he can even do about the subs because he has no air. He has no power. Can't torp them. Cannot torp them. And wow. Well played. Ooh, without his game prefs. Okay. Nice Tech 2 PD, by the way, to stop not to stop drops, but to, you know, try to curb their effectiveness. Jip, just with the aggression, he made some eco. He made way too much power. But this was all about the drops. And the air control, most importantly. Way too many subs, I gotta say, but, you know, fair enough. I would not advise building 12 subs, guys. So well played to Jip. And it all started with this very, very painful loss of the first transport. Rushing a transport in a tournament game on a map like this, said it before, said it again, I don't recommend it. If there's a chance that you can be anti-rushed, you know, you think very carefully about taking that chance, especially against a weaker player. You don't need to take risks. So, nicely played. 1-0 to Jip. That's an upset lead for him. And let's continue the series. Poor Banani, as Swakal has said there, tragically had to play on a backup computer. Quite, you love to exaggerate, Swakal. I don't think it's tragic, but it's not great. It's not great. Jagged versus Nexus when? Who knows? Who knows? That bomber was unreal. I agree. It was nicely used. It was, you know, he used it and then he saved it. And then, you know. Ooh, okay. Look at this. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Put it out in the ocean and then he brought it back. Bombed some more stuff. I would lose 400 points easily without my game pros. This is 20 by 20. Ooh, okay. Okay, well, Navy is a red herring. Let's start there. Navy's a red herring. Worry about Navy, you know, maybe at least 25 minutes in. Unless you can get some sneaky some kind of proxy at the back of the base that he doesn't know about or something. But really, you know, don't be baited into thinking Navy. This is all about, well, this is going to be huge spam. Huge amount of scaling. Let's check the mass as well, because there are serious pockets of mass here. 28k. Look at this T2 and T1 Rex here and here. And yeah, it's Tech 2 Rex here. Are those gunships? Or what are they? What are you? Is it flak? Could be flak. But yeah, a lot of mass extractors. A relatively small choke, but not that small. Not that small. So both ACUs are going to be, I think, both ACUs are going to be parked up in the middle, of course. Those are all, it's beach the whole way around, by the way. Beach, 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 beach. It's all beach. So this is going to be a very tricky map to play. Jip making 5 Selines. Oof. Not sure about making 5 Selines. That's a lot of mass. That's a lot. That's very few NGs. And he's making a tank now. And he's making another tank. Okay. So this is a problem. This is a problem because there's so much mass. So much mass. He's getting reclaim now. And he has no hope of spending it. And certainly no hope of spending it plus expanding at a reasonable pace. So already I feel like that's far too many units because there's not going to be anything here to kill right now. There just isn't. Now maybe he can deny, like this reclaim field is quite far away because the only openings are here and here. So it's very likely if he's at a reclaim field he's here or at one of these two. So he's going to cover those, but he's also going to try and cover the back ones, which are not really going to be used. And Banani moving to a weird direction, to be honest. I mean, there's actually 6 mexes here, so that's quite a lot. But I would have expected middle to be, I would have expected to move this way, because you can kind of cut off all of this choke point, secure the reclaim and this expansion, and then, you know, try and close up the middle. But Banani, you can see, with way more engineers in the base. Now he actually he's lost his NG over here, but his base is going to look nicer. He's winning air right now, and the bomber is coming in towards Jip's base. Jip with too much mass and not enough power, and really still not enough engineers in the base, fundamentally. Air is going to be lost, and you want to keep this anti-air in your base at this point. Sub-Zachary. So yeah, struggle here for power for Jip, but overall he's got a lot more mass because I mean Banani just neglecting the reclaim, honestly. Oh my god, he's losing Celine's here. Please turn on the cloaking. This engineer has been allowed to pass. I don't know why it's here, but it is. It's heading towards Mexus. It walked past the reclaim, which is quite strange. I would at least grab like several hundred mass there in the reclaim field. 25 per second mass income, guys. That's what reclaim gives you. From one engineer. 25 mass per second. 12.5 mexes. And the expansion looks really weak from Jip right now. I would love a radar. If you had a radar here and here, you'd be very happy. But yeah, like there's just a lack of expansion. Nobody even queued up those mexes. So I felt like this would be a map that Jip would struggle on because it's going to be so much just technical, just expansion. It's just all, like the fundamentals kind of on steroids here. This kind of map where it's just more mass, more directions to expand into, and usually that just broadens the gap between players. But Jip, I mean, although it looks bad visually, he does actually have more power right now, and he has a bit more mass, but I'm wondering how long that'll last. Visually, it looks like he will be falling behind pretty soon, and the bombers are going to deny a lot of expansion. They've already got several kills. Now this bomber will go down to the anti-air. Without scouts, the anti-air can't actually use its range, by the way. As you can see, that's a big difference between vision range and weapon range. Those anti-airs are so weird. They're like two Selene stuck together, pointed up, basically. Hidden Selene here. Gonna deny the reclaiming engineer very soon. Nicely placed. And it's so sad that Jip made so many Selenes and he has one behind the base and it's not cloaked. Why does no one turn on the cloaking, guys? Can we put out a PSA on the news, the FAF news, that to please press that button on the Selene and then it will cloak. And if you don't do that, then it won't cloak, as we can see here. Not cloaked. So, Jip moves forward with his commander through the middle with plenty of units in tow, and he is actually over here losing that engineer. He just lost it to that Selene, which is now cloaked again. And we'll zoom back over to the ACU. Oh. Don't know why I tried to do that, but we got there. He's now right on the edge of the base of Banani, which is a very dangerous place to put your commander. It's really dangerous to put your ACU next to the enemy base, especially on a 20 by 20 map. Although this doesn't feel quite the same as a regular 20 by 20 or ones that we'd be familiar with, but yeah, it's a risky place. So he seems to be walking back towards the middle choke point. Now, what I envisioned was Tech 2 PDs in the middle. That's what I envisioned. That's what I believed would be a solid option. If you imagine the range, it's not gonna be all the way across, but it's gonna be pretty close. It might be like, yeah, it'd be pretty close to covering the whole choke point if you had a PD in the middle. So that's what I kind of expected. And if we look at the expansion for Jip, it's terrible. It's appalling. He has not managed to grab pretty much any of his map. Like actually less than half of his stuff. Like 6 here, 8, 10, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24. There's like 23 mechs missing on his side, dude. He has 12. He has a third of his mass. A third. It's impossible to win. Literally impossible. And he's got a proxy from the enemy, which I'm sure he has not seen. He doesn't have radar. No, he doesn't. Doesn't see it. He doesn't have scouts or radar. And you cannot possibly win if you don't take even close to a percentage of your half of the map by 10 minutes. This is quite nice. Using all the beaches there to make some quite efficient attacks. Now you want to send a scout over so you actually have the intel on the mechs before the artillery arrive, because again we have a big discrepancy between vision range and weapon range. So you want to scout ahead of these kind of attacks. But it's a good attack. Banani's making the gun. I would have made Tech 2 to be honest, but really he could make pretty much whatever he wants because he's gonna have double the mass. He may have double the income already. Or more even. Well 43 because he's stalling, I guess. Let's see if we can... Is that it? 70 basically? 70 with an energy stall. Jip 29 with no energy stall. 31. Yeah. Now he knows about the proxy. And he is utterly doomed. His gun is going to finish pretty soon. And he realizes that he is in the amount of trouble that can't really describe. I mean, he's seconds from death. Let's put it that way. Gun ACU trying to get into range of him right now. Jip on the run. Looks like he's managing to get away, just about. This proxy is going to be very nasty. Look at the raids at the back. He still just cannot get any of his mass. And that is a huge army from Banani, who is out for revenge after being cruelly upset in the previous game. Banani doesn't want to go the whole way in. He's careful. He's in a tournament, and if he loses this game, he is out. So, no surprise really that he's not going to send his ACU into the enemy base. He could send all of his units into the enemy base, but there's actually a decent number of chickens for Jip. He has been at Tech 2 for longer. This raiding is... It's actually being relatively effective, but it's been killed at the source now. Or stopped at the source. Jip trying to use his ACU as well as he can. He doesn't have a gun upgrade. So it's quite risky. But you gotta take risks if you're so far behind. But again, as we can see, he's even less of the map than he had before. He is making Tech 1 bombers. Now 14 Tech 1 bombers are not going to snipe an ACU from full HP with probably anti-air around. Let's see, is there anti-air? Tech 3 land actually, not bad. And Tech 3 support factory on the way. He's going to send the 14 bombers in. Sends the air in and loses all of it. He found a flak. He actually found a flak there. Look at that. That's quite incredible that that flag was there. Oh, there's Tech 2 factories here. Interesting place for them. I guess when you have this much mass, then you're going to start making them wherever you can. Can he just control K at all of his Tech 1 factories there? The fuck? Okay, well, that was a very crushing win for Banani. To be honest, when I saw the map, I was very worried for Jip. I didn't. This is the kind of map where experience is really important because, well, it's just there is no map that's really looks like this. So you have to generalize from what you know. You just like, well, you know, eyeball how much mass there is and figure out how to get it. Jip did not figure that out. And he really struggled here, ending up with less than half the total mass of Banani by the end. And that's 1-1 in the series. So, a deciding map coming up. So Bryce has gone. I moved we call him Jib forever. It's Jib. Alright. So deciding map. Badlands. This might play into Banani. To be honest, I don't know very much at all about, you know, what Jip likes to play. Oh, that's a... Here we go. How do you play this map again as 1v1? Yeah, so that tells us something about what Jip knows here. Struggling, bro. Went back to the gym for 5 years and broke my arms. Okay, I assume not literally, but they're just in pain, I guess. At least I hope so. Oh. Been doing a bit of lifting past few days. Not gym lifting though, just moving some very heavy stuff around. Let's see, we have a... How do you play this map again? It's 1v1. Spam, spam, spam. Mass, mass, mass. T3, T3, T3. See, this is the level of... level of intellect required to play FAF at a high level. Spam, spam, spam. Mass, mass, mass. But really, you could leave it there. The T3, T3, T3 thing, that comes later. Where's T2? Oh, wait. It exists, but it's not the stage where you win the game. Well, you know, you can make it work on this map. You can make a lot of things work on this map, to be honest. My new PC gives me more pain than ever. Oh. Can't touch my face with my hands. Nice. Okay, well that sounds like a good workout then. So Jip is definitely struggling. Once again, showing he just doesn't have experience. I mean, no player in a tournament really should be lacking the knowledge of what to do on Badlands, but you know, Jip just snuck in there at the end to get the last spot, I think. Now, what he could have done here, when he overbuilt P-gens, basically. And he's still overbuilding P-gens. So once he got to the 4, and then he sort of built like 80% of this one. And he didn't have these two mexes, and he was stalling mass. So he should have reclaimed this that was unfinished, and then built the two mexes. And he should not have built these two P-gens. They're totally superfluous. And he's building the two Hydras right after each other. Once again, this is just... it's very bad eco management here. So, very bad build. And Banani, he's a bit of a ladder horse, so he's going to know what to do in Badlands. He's been around a long time. And he's not going to make this mistake. This is a very common mistake, very easy mistake to make. I saw Blackheart make this mistake. Badlands is not traditionally one of his best maps. You don't build the 2 hydros consecutively. After the first hydro, you're going to be building multiple factories. And then after multiple factories, after the hydro, then you build the next one. So it's like hydro, couple of factories, next hydro. 2 in a row, you can't do. Cringe scout. So yeah, oh, nice bomber. And this I can respect. It's like, oh, I have so much power. Let's just build lots of air. I respect that. That's good. Build another air factory instead of a land factory if you've messed up and built too much power. But the expansion of... So if we go back to the advice... Oh, God, his labs are getting bombed. If we go back to the advice here. Let's go. Spam, spam, spam. Well, that part, he spams some labs. Mass, mass, mass. He's already fallen down at the mass, mass, mass part. As we can see here. Empty. This was raided, fair enough. He's getting reclaim in the middle at least, that's good. But not having these mexes, at least these ones, but also these ones. Ouch. So Jip, although he looked very good in the first game, he's sort of... We're seeing a difference here in the previous game and also in this one. I think we're seeing a pretty significant difference between the two players now. It looks really good for Banani to take the series 2-1 at this early stage, but this is a lot of air being planned for Jip. So let's see, like this, that could be, it could be a way in. His visually though, his expansion does not look great. Also an anti-air turret when you have 3 air factories and mobile anti-air. Also, that's not the most efficient thing. If you're going to make inties, then, you know, stick with the inties and don't invest in static defenses and even mobile anti-air. Because you're going to have you're going to leave yourself with nothing to shoot back with once the tanks roll in. And they are on the way. Now, Banani's spam, spam, spam advice, it's not followed it too closely. It's not a huge amount of mantis being pouring across the map, but God, the camera work is hard when the mountains are so high in the edge here. He's denying this expansion. There's no ACU over here. Normally you would have an ACU over here. Jip has stopped here to build factories, which is really going to mean he doesn't get this expansion until much later than Banani does get his on the opposite side. And Jip with the air fight now. He's building... Oh, he's building jesters. Jip, don't walk away from that mantis. Banani trying to run away with his inties. Oh. He loses 2. And the rest are being chased. You can see how he splits them up to try and save as many as he can. And Jip has lost the order, so he... Oh, a drop in behind in the meanwhile. In the meantime. Meanwhile. Now, you have to resist the urge to use the gestures to defend against the raids. You have to. Do not reveal the gestures to your opponent. However, maybe Banani actually already did see them because, or maybe he's just has an inkling. He sees 3 air factories, 4 air factories even, and now he sees the gestures. But look, he already has a lot of anti-air around his ACU. A lot of static anti-air is going to easily stop a gesture snipe. Unless, I mean, if 20 arrived right now, he might die. But 20 are not arriving right now. And Jip has been raided quite heavily. Now, I think... oh, that's a Tech 2 Max. Well. So we have Tech 2 Land, Tech 2 PGen, multiple Tech 2 Maxes for Banani. support factories coming. And he's making Tech 2. He never mentioned Tech 2 in his advice, so obviously he's sandbagging and trying to trick his opponent. Very sly maneuver. Banani with both of the sides, and you know, Jip still making those gestures. I mean, don't quit on it. Once you've started, continue on. But there's a slight problem with there being 5 flaks already on the field. Static anti-air around the ACU. Probably go Tech 2 on the ACU as well, just for extra safety. Rally tanks to the ACU. Jester's cleaning up raids. They've already been revealed, so it doesn't matter too much. Flak's decently well spread and searching for inti kills. Jesters make their way across the map. How far ahead are the flaks? Here's a flak. Oh god. Run for your lives. Well, he's managing to dodge the flaks, but there's another one. Oh god. Banani only has to get lucky once. And already he's gotten quite nice damage with that flak, to be honest. Pretty sure he managed to get a shot on the Jesters. Yeah, the Jesters have taken some damage. They could be repaired in an air staging facility, but really there's just not enough Jesters. And Tech 2 air now. Okay, Tech 2 PGen is going to be constructed right here. You can see there's a nice gap. In the end, he's struggling for power big time. Really does not have enough energy at all. He's going to look for more places to use his Jesters. He's got 12 of them. Yeah, he has to pause air. And, oh no, what? Why did you build it there, dude? You had a perfect spot right there with adjacency and... Ah, no wonder he's stalling heavily. He's got... Yeah. Not good eco management from... Oh, the flak! The flak just shot into the cliff there. There's so many of them. Oh my goodness. Yeah, making the gun and Tech 2 PGen basically the exact same time, not pausing any air factories at all. Not a fan of any of that. Oh, excuse me, I hit the microphone. And the base looks to be under threat, although there's no Medusa whatsoever, which means PD will win the day. A lot of Medusa in this army. Really, Banani should have walked over his opponent quite a while ago, I guess. Jester's now raiding. Now, no, they're just missing. What the hell? They just missed. Ah, no, they're being shot down. Oh no, and they're out of fuel as well. Oh, that's sad. He does finish the gun. Don't build a third PGen. You don't need that. No, don't even queue it up, dude. You're losing your base. You need units and things. Don't need 3 PGens unless you're going to make laser. Tech 3 air, or sorry, land is up for Banani, and the Jesters are all dead, providing reclaim for all these industrious engineers at the back of the base. Tech 3 air for Jip and a couple of PDs to try and hold off the horde. Rhinos roll up. They can just go in under the shield, take it down that way. It's the best way, but they don't. Why not? I mean, they were actually under the shield. One of them actually went under the shield and then just did a UE. You can see the shield gen actually took 150 damage. So, a bit weird. Don't know why you don't kill that and then just kill the PGens. But sure. Look at this, grabbing some mass. Tech 3 air, 3 PGens, no, only 1 adjacent, and he's trying to make a strap bomber. Completely not really going to work. I mean, there's only 1 Tech 3 anti-air, to be honest. He could build another one, or maybe a SAM somewhere, but realistically, a strap bomber is not going to Certainly not going to kill the commander. And there's so much, every mech is up to Tech 2, so killing Tech 2 mechs is not going to be relevant. And, you know, power. I guess he could kill 3 pigeons at once. But once again, seems not too relevant. The ACU. Oh, the strat found the one Tech 3 anti-air and all of the inties. And crashed it and did nothing? I don't think it killed anything. Did it even drop a bomb? He managed to find all of the major anti-air that he did not want to find. Inties, Tech 3 mobile, the static stuff that the ACU had built. Pretty impressive actually. But Banani will end the game. You really should click on the ACU. There we go. Jip actually control KOs at the end. And Jip takes one game off Banani but loses 2-1. Banani says you crushed me. He did. He did in the first game. Pelagial. Jip played well. But the skill difference showed in the follow-up games big time. And the experience difference as well, I think. Perhaps even more so. So, we have Tagada and Banani winning the initial series of Group A. Okay, so what should be... Who should we watch next? Now, there doesn't seem to be a Tagada versus Banani series, which is strange. I don't know why. Gonna assume... It seems like Banani just didn't want to play, perhaps. Let's... check out one more series from Group A. Zlo. We will watch Zlo at some point. Let's check out Blast versus Banani, because this is the real important series in Group A. So usually there's going to be one very important series, and it's going to be between the guys who are predicted to finish second and third in the group. So Tagada obviously predicted to get first in the group for obvious reasons. Then Blast and Banani expected to fight out for second, third. And Jip significantly lower ladder rating than the others, so expected to finish in fourth. Now, here is that series between Blast and Banani. This is the most important one of Group A. Banani can see the versus Tagada. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Well, I don't like that, but that's what I expected to hear. Thanks for confirming it, Swakle, the host of the tournament and the caster. Okay, so we got 3 NGs and then a tank and a scout, so it's 10 by 10. You do kind of need to make a tank relatively quickly. I think making a tank after 3 NGs is quite, it's, you know, quicker than average on a 10 by 10 for reference. And yeah, Blast has the same idea. Very reasonable. The problem is, you see, because you have only 3 mechs in your base, engineers have to leave straight away. That is a bit... I don't think that's actually worth it now, to be honest. I like Banani's paths better, and what I like about Banani's paths is that they're all roughly in the same direction. Now he's gone idle, but But you can see all his energies are in roughly the same direction, which means it's easier to defend. Blast immediately sends them in opposite directions, and he's not actually sending them to mexes, which is very strange. Now, what I would be tempted to do is this patch of reclaim. This is money. Then next, here, you know, grab some trees, whatever. Maybe don't. Grab the rock. Max, maybe come back over here and finish the hydro with these two NGs, but he's going to try and steal this reclaim on this side. This engineer's path, I don't really like going over here for mass and then back for max. This guy is completely exposed. I'm surprised that nobody made labs here. We both have UEF, so where are the mech marines? They're cheaper, they're faster to build. I think mech marines are a very valid option here. And blast also, again on this side, again not rushing for mass extractors, running to the hydro. A hydro built solo, that's a slow project. I would definitely be prioritizing mexes for capital M mass. A lot of respect from Banani there. He goes second air, makes an inti and a scout, and then another inti. So he probably believes that. I mean, look, he's afraid of bombers. So do you make first bomber? You'll find out. See, he is fearful of Blast's air aggression. Blast does like to make bombers, but not on this occasion. So very, very passive so far, which means it's really down to who selected the better paths for their NGs. And I believe it was Banani. Certainly. Also, you can see these paths look, they just make much more sense. Not a zigzag. A zigzag just lengthens the walking time. Oh, 2v1. Blast, don't let that guy get away. He doesn't. Nice 2 versus 1 there. You can see that's the price. He gets one tank goes down to half HP, and he kills one. That's a pretty sick trade. Damaged tanks do 100% of their DPS. Never forget it. It's a very important thing. Oh, the radar gonna be killed before it's even finished. Bomber from Banani. And also, he's trying to win air, and looks like Blast managed to run away with one inti, but now the inti that comes in to try and kill the bomber is very skillfully plucked out of the sky. What's up, Hans? Yes, robot age. What did he say? Space age? I guess. Age of cyborgs. There's many potential names. So, what's Blast just looking like here? He's trying to get some raiding done. He will be turned away at the gate. Please, sir, step away. There's no room for you here. Bombers coming in hot and heavy. In every direction. So many bombers. Jesus. One just got shot down there, and there's 3 on the screen now. In every direction, this would be a lovely engineer to kill, but it will actually finish the factory. Blast trying to get some raiding done. Even though there's a load of tanks here, he's actually getting some raiding done. Yeah, Space Age is a bit out of date. Bombers doing decent damage versus tanks. Tanks are not their favorite target. But Blast has some good anti-airs mixed in, but still losing NGs. That's an NG that could have stolen some reclaim. Age of Space Billionaires, oh god. The worst. The worst age. Hands up if you couldn't give a fuck if some billionaire goes into space. My hand is raised. So Blast suffering a bit from bombing, but overall he survived it. He hasn't lost too much. You can see he has the mixes. So what else do you need? Air control units, blah blah blah. Who needs it? 31 tanks for Banani. No scouts whatsoever. So only 17. Okay, so a big unit advantage for Banani here. Which is quite critical, and it's going to be enlarged because these tanks are just getting slammed by the ACU. Blast looks like you got some nice kills here. You don't want to walk into that. Oh. Nice kills from Blast there. We have to leave. Nah. No, we don't. Alright. Now, will there be any mass for Tech 2? It doesn't seem like it. It seems like Tech 1 will be committed to quite heavily. There's still a reclaim field here. That's really the only major reclaim field left, and it's quite minor at this stage. A few wrecks dotted around. Banani finds himself in way too close to the enemy and his units. Blast takes the opportunity, you can see, to get a few shots in the ACU with the tanks, but quickly he recognizes that he needs to save his tanks, so you don't want to stay in range of the ACU too long. And when the ACU is alone, separated from his cohort, you can get some nice damage in, but then you want to make sure you don't lose tanks to the ACU and give away veterancy. Looks like there's a interesting air fight going on. Blast with reinforcements arriving. Blast gonna clean up this anti-air, or the inties, and he's gonna waste a few more tanks. Banani doing better in terms of just getting kills with the commander, it's gotta be said. Blast now doing the exact right thing here. Quickly scoop up that reclaim. Don't leave the reclaim field there. Take it when you have control of it. So here, that's what he's doing very quickly. He's even got engineers as well as manually reclaiming with the ACU. So that's going to be very nice. He needs to, you know, protect the tanks. He's taking some bad trades here again. Banani doing his best to get some damage in. But with the reclaim field being grabbed like that so quickly, that's going to be a significant boost to Blast's economy. You never know, a few more of those and he can invest in Tech 2 land. He at this point he may want to add one more factory. Now you might think, wait, he has 800 mass, that's more than one factory, but the factory itself is going to drain his mass, so you don't want to overinvest, and already you can see his mass dropping without him actually building another factory. Oh, never mind, he's building one more here. And again, getting caught out. Now he's getting some good trades, and actually a factory goes down. That's actually very surprising that he lost that factory. Much more tightly knit base here for Banani. Also Tech 2 mechs. Okay. And adding a factory at the same time. Very interesting that he can afford to do all of that. I'd definitely be assisting a Tech 2 Max if I'm making it in this map. I gotta be honest. And I think he's gonna regret adding that factory at the same time as upping a max. But let's see the unit numbers. 58 tanks. There's not 58 for Blast, that's for sure. He's down to 56. He will find, once again, this is perfect. This is where the AC wants to be. In the middle of 8 units. Just veterancy. Beautiful. This is quite a large investment to be making behind enemy lines. Look at this army. What do you think is going to happen to this army, Blast? How good can the trades be? How good do the trades have to be to not just leave mass behind? The worst thing is he's actually escaping to the left of the map. That's crazy. And he's being chased. This is actually working, and he's going to run by a Hydra and kill that as well. What the hell? Things like that are quite bizarre. I don't understand how. But well, I guess just a lack of intel. But look at the damage. 5 mexes are dead and a hydrocarbon. Blast is, you know, almost halfway to the gun. He's about 40%. And Banani's walking around, which means he is definitely not upgrading. Unless he's abusing an exploit, which he isn't. And he's still walking. So the gun would be a very painful threat to deal with here for Banani. Blast looking very good. Tech 2 Max is done. For Banani, he's making another one. He is not making an upgrade of his ACU, not making an upgrade of a factory, and Blast, although he's in a good position, no Tech 2 Mexes, no Tech 2 land. So the gun is complete, and he begins marching forward. He's quite far from the front line. He's gone quite deep to make that upgrade, so bit of a distance to trek across here before he finds something worthy of aiming at. There's an ACU over there. Perfect target for a big gun. Will he find him? Scouts flying overhead as he surveys the land to see what he will take aim at. He walks himself right into the middle of an army. You might think that's a bad thing, but no. This is ideal. Kills, please. Give me something to shoot at. That's all I need. Things to kill. So Blast makes a beeline towards Banani. Banani is walking towards the commander. Oh, no. That was an overcharge as well. So also we have OC for Blast Chilled. Not a given on a map like this that you'll actually have much energy to... Oh, Banani, you're so dead. Even Lobo shells coming in. The tanks are target fired on the commander now to drop him as quickly as possible. And even an air fight just to round out the game. Why not fight air at the end? G to the G. Yeah, the gun comes out of to the right of that large gun. Comes out of the regular. It doesn't change position when you make the gun upgrade. Sick comeback. It was a little bit of a comeback. Well played to Blast. Takes 1-0 in the most important series of Group A. And let's see if Blast will clean up in 2 maps, or if Banani will be able to handle Blast on Badlands. And Banani didn't have much of a threat against him when he played Badlands versus Jip, but it's much better. He seemed to. What I'm saying is it's difficult to judge how good Banani actually is on Badlands from that game. So we'll see how he goes here against a strong opponent. This stream dashboard is giving me false numbers for viewers again. It's a new bug from YouTube. Okay. Yeah, so little known fact. These are tree groups. So are these. Just imagine. Setner's wet dream here. So a couple of scouts, both of them scouting ahead, looking for early labs. It's very common to send an early lab into the front part of the base where you have all this reclaim, because usually people will power their builds with this engineer who manually reclaims the rocks that are hiding in the forest. Not all of them are tree groups. Well, okay. Some server issues, perhaps, at the time. Masso. What does that mean? So, Blast runs to the hydrocarbon, gets it up quick. He has 3 Tech 1 P-gens as well, and he's going to spam up quite a few factories before moving on. And this looks similar, although actually we have second air and a bomber from Banani. So delaying his land production. He has 1 tank out here to defend this guy. His scout is lurking in front of the base. A bit strange to run the scout in there. Ideally, you would, if you want to scout, then you need to scout this position, because this is where people are going to build their follow-up factories. They're not going to build them here generally, because nowadays people always, most of the time, they walk to the hydro and do their, you know, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th factory at the hydrocarbon, or at least their 3rd, 4th, 5th, if not the 2nd. And that's a nice bomb. This scout providing quite nice intel. And there's another Indy here. No, come on. No, where are you going? Oh, why did he not bomb this guy? This guy is just free. He's not even dodging or anything in anticipation. There we go. Now he's getting them. Now we could see a bit of micro to kill this guy, but no, we're going to head. Oh, he tried it. He tried it, but he failed, and that's a nice archer there. Did some good damage, but guess what? There's already another bomber. Now, Blast build was very land heavy. He only now has an Inti. There have already been 2 bombers across the map for Banani. Second kill for that bomber. And then he is shot down by the Cyclone. And where's the damage from the land? That's the next question. So he gets bombed by 2 bombers. In exchange for that, he's supposed to have some damage from the land. Now, where is that coming from? Oh my god. The fucking sides of this map, dude. Well, this has been cut out quite nicely. Engineer survives. No AC in this position. AC is only here. Probably time to throw down a factory now. Fight. Or, yeah, this Hydra would be very nice to get. You can see he's sending engineers to this Hydra now. Adding a few more P-gens. Grabbing this Hydra is going to be quite helpful for his eco overall. A lot of scouts in the same position. Blast still hasn't actually even taken this Hydra, but he's got the energy, so he's got a nice balance. This Hydra was denied, of course, by a bomber. And all of Blast's efforts focused on the left. He has one tank in actually a very nice position. Now, if you could get a scout around to here for this this tank, you want to try and help this tank out. Find the targets at the back of the base. For example, this guy. This is the guy you're looking for. And this tank could get the kill there if the scout was active. But other than that, it really doesn't seem like Blast has an advantage at all in terms of land units. 21 to 23. He doesn't. He actually is at a disadvantage land-wise, and he sent one injured tank to go after this striker. But he's actually going to be successful because the striker from Blast targets the scout. And the scouts provided a little bit of DPS as well. Oh, this could be a very bad fight. Blast almost letting Banani pass, but instead he may just get a good trade here. This is not good for Banani. That's a big commitment. That's, you know, that's maybe 30 to 40% of his T1 tanks at that moment. And one of them gets past. All that reclaim left on the doorstep. And that was a very nice trade for Blast. Very nice. Sometimes you see a gap. And if Blast was just a bit slower, he gets past there and in a place where he really shouldn't. But instead he cuts out, he gives him a little gap to bait him in, and then maybe intentionally, maybe accidentally. But he closes the door, quick enough to get a very nice trade. Tech 2 land, 80% complete for Banani with some decent assistance on there. I don't see an upgrading factory for Blast, which is worrying. That means he's going to be quite a lot slower to Tech 2 land than his opponent, which can be quite painful. Really nice veterancy for this ACU. Again, a lot of wasted units here for Banani. A lot. And these are even wasted in a worse way. Wasted in a way that gives the ACU veterancy. And that's and also, you know, if you're going to Tech 2 land, you can't afford to waste those units because you are going to be behind on units anyway, because obviously you've invested in a Tech 2 factory, which was once a Tech 1 factory producing units, and now, as it was upgrading, did not provide that service for you. What's up, Peter? How's it going? Look at this raid. How does he find this gap? How is he in the expansion right now? Now, the next question is, can he find the juiciest target, which will be this Mex? Looks like he won't. He will run to the back. Look at the response. Look at the number of units. Now Banani realizes that, okay, I can't send all of these units back here. So he sends a decent force back. But again, now they're in every direction. They're in the deep forest. It's like the Congo or something back here. And factory actually just completed before that engineer went down. Blast trying to do some damage. He runs into a PD. Here's an advantage for Banani. He's actually got more mass now, and Banani is taking this right side. Blast just pouring through on the left. He does have Tech 2 land now, but certainly slower than Banani. Banani already has 3 Tech 2 support factories, but does not have the mass to utilize that build power at the moment. It seems like he's overbuilt power. Has he built 2 P-gens? No, he's just built a lot of T1. Definitely want to start reclaiming that. And this run by, is this good or is it bad? It's difficult to actually tell. It looks like it's questionable. It's questionable. It's going to be very annoying. It may buy him plenty of time to upgrade more mass extractors and get more Tech 2 land production to catch up on that. He's got so much mass in the bank, he needs to maybe get... definitely upgrade some more mass extractors. Your clanmate isn't doing well. How do you mean? Do you mean... is he ill? Five pillars move forward with some strikers for support. Blast is just chilling here. Hahaha, chilling. And he's gonna... does he have overcharge? Doesn't... I don't see any overcharges coming in. Which means that you could kind of just do damage to him. If the dude doesn't have overcharge, I'd be sending those 5 pillars and just go after him. Oh, I know it's Dragoon. But I didn't realize you were an Oni. Also, both of these players are an Oni. Okay, so no TMD. Gotta point out that there's no TMD here, and you really don't have to be very close to your opponent at all to TML them. Rather, you don't have to be close. He can, from his HQ, you could have a TML in this expansion, in the middle of it, and still hit Tech 2 Pigeon and the HQ. It's not gonna. This is not a good position for TML, but just to show you how important TMD is on this map, and why it's so surprising he has none. Him being Banani. Blast Shield has invested in one whole TMD. That's fantastic. It does cover all of his stuff. To be honest, he's got the P-Gen under it, the HQ, and 4 Tech 2 Mexes. That's everything he can... that would be really worth TMLing. Although it is actually worth it to even TML Tech 2 support factories, I will say. If you get enough of them. But per missile, it's actually certainly worth it. So, Banani with not many more Tech 2 Mexes now, to be honest. He's got... oh, I missed these 2 over here. He's actually got 8. And there's... I like the walls. The walls, you can see the value they provide here. Because Blast... look, things are getting jammed to fuck here. It's horrible to watch. But, oh my god, please. Please, go around, guys. Go around. He is getting into this expansion, but he's been slowed down so much. Like, if this wall wasn't here, or even if it was just to here, like, these tanks would have already killed this whole expansion. Most likely. Certainly they'd be in the middle of it doing a lot of damage. And now reinforcements coming over. That's a PD. Whoa, it actually has 7 kills already. I missed it doing damage. So all TML have the same damage and missile HP. Yes, they all have 2. ACU TML does not have more HP. It has a different trajectory, but it has the same cost, and it doesn't have the same build time, but it has the same cost, and it has the same damage and the same range. Right, now you got to be thinking Tech 3 land here. Now I really don't like how far forward this HQ is. I don't recommend you build even these kind of distances. Like, they seem irrelevant, honestly, but you know, one in however many games, the distance from here to here is going to be relevant. In a few games. So just don't build things further forward than you need to. But they have to start thinking about Tech 3 land here. Think of how static the game is at the moment, and there's 50 pillars on the field already. How relevant is 10 more pillars gonna be? Questionable. I mean, 10 pillars doesn't get you Tech 3 land, but you gotta be thinking. You're thinking about the timing of it right now. This map's supposed to look like a smiley face. It's a well-known. Oh my god! Why is this army here? Jesus, that is so horrible. What a terrible trade for Blast. Literally the worst possible formation to be fighting in for Blast there. Perpendicular to his opponent. Few mongoose mixed in, but they're actually... I definitely like having some mongoose mixed in. I think it's good. The shields are getting killed though because they did not have... He did not have power. Neither of them have power at the moment. Both of them struggling energy-wise. Or not. But I'm sure their stuff was blinked off there. Oh, he stopped over the flag. Yeah, their stuff definitely is blinking off. He's got some shields paused now. And this expansion under attack again. Another attack. I would have loved to see how much damage this PD got, by the way. But it's gone down. This expansion is going to die, which is quite strange. But it is. Quite strange that that damage is allowed to happen. I mean, you just look to your left and you see an army of this magnitude and you think, how? How? Simply bad positioning. And perhaps an energy stall leading to a lack of... Yeah, look, energy stall again. Leading to a lack of radar. Leading to unnecessary damage. Yeah, you can't really afford to have 10 shields like this. 14, he's still spamming the shields, dude. Two in the queue here. 1 pillar, 3 mongoose, and 2 shields. That's probably not the ratio he was looking for. Speaking of TML, Blast has finally made it. And, oh, ACU. Builds TMD just barely in range of that missile. So one mech goes down, another one is saved. But suddenly there's no units for Banani. What the hell? And he's just queued up Tech 3 land and he has no units. And he has a TMD here. Thing is though, units push into your base, your TMD is gonna die. And the TMLs should be flying already. Just take out the TMD. He's taking it up almost by accident there. He should target it. And then send... I mean, actually, he's targeting the Tech 3 land HQ that's under construction. It's only at 8%. 9%. Please kill the TMD and just TML it. There's no need to even... Oh, he's killing TMD on this side at least. That TMD does go down. This HQ is... Oh, that was an MML missile, actually. Look at the reclaim on this side of the field. Tech 3 land is finished, and there's a Tech 2 transport under construction. The Percy's under construction. I think we can put 2 and 2 together here and see what the next step is for Blast Shield. Everything has fallen apart in this moment, despite the fact that Banani has over 12,000 more mass than his opponent. Goodbye Tech 2 Land HQ. Prospective Tech 3 Land HQ. What do you do now? What do you do now? Oh, I have mass. I don't have power. I don't have a land HQ. I'm rebuilding power at Tech 1 in the back of my base. I have 6k mass in Tech 2 units versus Percy's. And 14,500 mass in units. The game is over, ladies and gentlemen. That was a complete collapse. My god. Look at the ecoing he was doing. Mass storages here at the back of his base. Full T2 max here. Full T2 max at the back basically, except for this and this one that's dead. Those may have been TML'd actually. Yeah, I'm sure that this one was also TML'd. This one was. This one will be TML'd next. Blast meanwhile, chilling. Tech 3 land. 10 Tech 2 maxes, some storages as well. And Banani just ecoing like crazy. And everything collapsed there at that moment. All at the same time. Too much pressure. And from blast, so, and the pains of a very shitty laptop to play on, of course, is only going to make it worse. And this is the end. Yeah, he way over ecoed. He didn't make Tech 3 land in a timely manner. And that gets you killed. Even if he didn't get brutally crushed in this position, which actually I foreshadowed by saying is way too far forward. Now I don't know if it would have survived if it was further back, but it has a better chance, I will say. But yeah, over ecoing. Under teching, certainly a big impact. So Blast wins this important series. Brutalize, indeed. Right, so here is the plan, guys. What day is tomorrow? Thursday. So tomorrow I will cast. No, I wasn't in the tourney because I'm not going to be around on this Saturday. So I decided not to play in the group stage either. Because, you know, just wouldn't be reasonable to play the group stage if you can't play the playoffs. So, let's see. Let's take a look in the replay vault for a sec. Maybe we watch one more series here. Well, I would expect to get to the playoffs. It's not a guarantee for sure, but even if not, it's not really fair. If you know, it's basically like, you know, there's an extra spot in my group then, if I can't play in the playoffs, which is not really fair to the other groups. Okay. Group B basically has one series worth watching. Let's take a look at something here. Tauren playing team games. God love the people playing in those team games. Okay, let's watch, what's up, Tex? Let's watch Tex and Tauren then. Shall we? And, yeah, let's see. Tex vs. Patrick is the fastest series in the whole tournament. Ooh. I think I actually saw a bit of that. That might have been the only thing I saw a bit of. Wasn't really watching too closely. What's up, Carl? You're welcome. Okay. So, Surfing Glaciers, Tex, and Tauren. Tauren back from the dead. Not playing very much. In the past, well, in quite a while. He has returned. What's up, Frontier Yankee? What's up, Mark? How's it going? So, Tex goes first there. So I hope he makes a scout then. He's going to make 5 NGs and then a scout. And then many more NGs. Or perhaps 1 million. As Swackle would say. At least I didn't stall mass. Yet. Yeah. You can stall mass, but it's a bit... You just have to make sure you go quickly for the larger chunks here on this map. But it can happen. It's unlikely to happen after this point, though, because, I mean, it's more likely you overflow mass because there's so much reclaim. Me, I was just here busting Swackle's balls over his casting. Terrible. Imagine repeating phrases. Ah. Ridiculous. When you have to say 1 million words. Okay, so transport. Scout, Inti, and then a transport for Tauren. 6 engineers hop aboard and make for the east. Let's go, boys. Go, go, go. Not gonna stop. Yes, indeed, 1 million words. I didn't say it by accident. So, yeah, you could make a Tech 2 Mex, by the way, at this point. Just saying. Oh my goodness. Tex with the hateful bomber. Goodbye to those NGs. And he's trying to ground fire the transport as it's landing. Oh my god, the bomber lives. Oh, I didn't see that other Inti. Crashes, spins to the ground. 3 engineers have been killed though, which is very, very nice. It's going to slow things down a lot. Tex drops everything in the same position, which is, you know, it's okay. I think it's okay if you do what he's doing here, which is manually reclaim some stuff. Now, overall though, I don't think it's actually good. I think he could have easily taken this opportunity to go to middle, because he knows what Tauren has. Tauren has 3 engineers left. If Tauren goes for middle, he's a madman. Tex definitely could have dropped here and dropped 2 or 3 engineers middle, and then he's in a sick position. Now he's going to be a lot later to middle, but he probably still gets it, to be honest. But I don't think he needed to. I think he might have wasted a bit of time and allowed Tauren a chance to go into middle there, potentially. But it shouldn't matter too much. Tex adding. Well, he's quite low on power, actually. That's one thing. He might have to rush the Hydro in middle. And he's making another air factory. This one will make a few inties and then go Tech 2. Very little power production, it must be said. 1 NG building P-gens. No wonder he's low on power. Unless he's building some over here, which is unlikely. Now, if you scoop this reclaim manually, you can get a mad boost. A mad boost to your economy. And you can tech like a motherfucker. But you have to have the power to support that. Tauren, no power troubles at all. Although, wait, did he just unpause his factories? Did I... Oh no! Oh god, I thought he was making 2 HQs there. Never mind. He isn't. He isn't. So now Tauren fills in the blanks here. Grab this. This is actually the initial transport, by the way. Please drop. I can wait. Okay, there we go. Oh, he dropped 2. Is he going to build a factory? Missed epic mid-fight. Oh, I didn't even know that Tauren had dropped here. Wait, so this is Tauren's factory, and this is Tex's factory. So we had a reclaim war. Jesus. He actually managed to finish the factory, but it won't matter. Airdrop, paratroopers land, and they will kill this factory. So it looks like we had a reclaim war there between Tex and Tauren that we missed. But ultimately, so actually, you know, by not dropping, you know, with the first transport to middle, when he had the chance, he did actually allow some shenanigans there, but he cleaned up the mess in the end. Anti-air, okay, cool. So there goes the factory. Tex finally has control of middle, but not very quickly. Tauren is going to grab the outside islands. That you need compensation for map control. If you're going to lose middle, at least don't lose it quickly, which has been achieved. And second, take the outside islands. Take more of them than your opponent has. You need to keep the balance going. That's a lot of units, a lot of drops. Is that like 3 anti-airs in there? 3 anti-air and 3 Medusa. Interesting combination. Tech 2 air. No way he able to afford that. I prefer to start Tech 2 air with adjacency and let it kind of run mostly by itself. It takes, let's see how long, a minute and a half? Minute 40 to upgrade on its own if you don't stall. Adding the extra engineers, like this build power is double, and this is 200 plus 200% speed on your upgrade, so that's a lot. I much prefer letting it just upgrade itself, but earlier on, because that power is hard to afford all at once. Nice drop here. Gonna do some damage. A lot of anti-air, but it's Cybran, so it actually hits stuff, and you can see it's when it's actually shooting at something that has a bit of height. It's quite accurate. Like it still misses, but once it gets close, it hits. And once it's close to tanks, it also hits, but less so. More tanks being dropped in. Look at the aggression, the damage. T2 Pigeon being bombed right now. Anti-air being constructed. Not at full speed, I would say. tanks and a Medusa dropped very, very close. And the P-Gen is not going to live. Reclaim from the NG prevents the explosion, killing many, many NGs, including higher tech ones. Medusa is the first to go down to the PD. Mantis are next. The AC arrives on the scene. Too late. Transport also goes down. Is there tech? No. There's no tech 2. Look at this. It's ridiculous from techs. So this is, well, looks like a bomber, perhaps? Killed engineers here? I'm not sure. Probably, yeah. Damage done here. Units actually land. They need to be spread around. I'm sure a bomber is going to head in this direction and bomb them if they don't move soon. There's a Tech 2 mechs under attack by the Medusa. Will they kill it, or will they miss enough to allow it to survive? Tauren's not even moving in the right direction here. Maybe he's already given up on this mechs. Ow. And, yeah, quite interesting that Tauren has managed to be 4,000 mass ahead of Tex. Meanwhile, Tex literally is building mexes on Tauren's main island and has middle. So, pretty weird. Very, very fucking weird that Tex could kill everything and yet not really be... Visually, he's crushing. Statistically, however, he's not. So, that's quite interesting. I think I would probably pick 20 by 20 maps against Tex, I guess. Alright. Is that what we take away from this? Is that Bomber comes in, kills some tech on P-Gens? We have one Tech 2X from Tex. That's a bit of a tongue twister. One Tech 2X from Tex. Second Tech 2 P-Gen. He has more P-Gens than... more Tech 2 P-Gens than Tech 2 Maxes. Oh, no, never mind. 2 Maxes have just finished. He's keeping up. And, yeah, now the ecoing starts. Now that he actually has some power overflow to put into Mexes. He's actually managed to get a factory. He's been here so long, he built a factory with, like, 1 NG. Crazy. And, that gunship will die to the anti-air. You would or wouldn't play 20k? I would. I mean, look, he's still behind on mass, and he has the entire map. Tauren has one mex of all of the small islands, including middle. Tauren has 1 mass extractor. And he has more mass than his opponent. So, torpedo bombers, gunships, cleaning up the numerous messes left by Tex in all of these different positions. And now we have Tech 2 transports filled with units looking for places to land. And Tauren, still ahead on mass, has 9 Tech 2 mass extractors. Struggling hard for mass right now. Unsurprisingly, he's actually still just... Whoa, we hit the mini-map there. Oh, the gunships. They love... there's nothing more I love than just killing drops like this with renegades. It's fantastic. Look at this. And yeah, there's still some reclaim to be grabbed. And some being delivered. Decent naval force for Tauren. Let's look at the navy. 14 frigates versus 17. So Tauren actually with more navy. Now does he have... He certainly has more factories, right? 11 versus 9 and a bit. There's 1 under construction for Tex right now. And yeah, he's not ecoing on this other island. Doesn't want to. It is a risk to start ecoing there, but yeah, how big a risk is it? Let's check the air production though, or the rather just the numbers. As they both cross 50k. Was that Tech 2 transport? Yes. 51, 53 with fuel, 8 out or close to out of fuel. Ooh, yeah. Tauren with more frigates, more inties. Equal mass. Bit more reclaim. Corsairs now under construction for him. The ACU has had to kill so much stuff from drops that it almost has this first veterancy. That's crazy. What the fuck? Now, there is damage to be done in middle. I gotta say, like, some of these mexes are easily killed by frigates. All this production in middle is very far forward and should be a target. But Tex has basically his entire naval force parked on these factories. I don't really like adding so much naval production in the middle of the map. Once it's gone, it's not easy to replace because you've presumably lost it to a navy that still exists after they're dead, so they're gonna come and try and kill your new production. No assistance on the T2 Naval HQ, which is, I mean, bit weird. But still Tex with superior map control. Just not as many mechs as upgraded, but he's getting there. He's ecoing multiple mechs at a time regularly. Tauren has slowed down the ecoing though. Right now, he's let his foot off the gas here. Still 1k mass ahead, it's got to be said, and he's got a Tech 3 sonar, which is tanking his power. Could not afford that at all. I don't have that key, I don't think. You have to kind of make that one yourself, Elkazon. And I don't know how. It's one of those things I never figured out, but I always wanted. Corsairs fail to shoot down the transport before it lands, and the anti-airs immediately start shooting the Corsairs, which is quite sad. They don't do much damage to the Corsairs before they're out of range. He's really raiding the Corsairs more than anything. I don't think this Tech 2 Max is going to go down. There's so many Mantis here, dude. So many Mantis. Tauren's navy seems to just move back and forth and not really... I just did. No, I didn't. No, look at the map. Mini-map. You can see I'm... See? See, I didn't select ones on screen. I selected everything. Scout from Tauren flies in. Now, let's see what he sees. Is this... torpedo bomber? Yeah, Tauren really slowed down on the ecoing right now, which could be a bad thing, but now, yeah, Tauren falling behind in mass. And I really don't understand his naval movement, nor do I really understand Tex's. Like, where is Tex going? Not really sure. He's turning around anyway, so begs the question, why was he here in the first place? If you're just immediately going to run away when you're faced with resistance, not like these frigates weren't here. Yeah, I'll show you the hotkey at the end of the game, if you remind me. I'll try to remember. So this is fantastic for Tauren, as several of these frigates are gonna shoot at least not as regularly as they should. They can't shoot backwards. They can shoot pretty far sideways. But they're running away. This is just a fantastic trade. I mean, that move was really bad from Tex. Finally, Tauren is able to figure out how to use his navy by allowing Tex to make a terrible move with his. Production going down to a few frigates. This is actually good damage, honestly. Four naval factories going down is not, with units under construction inside them. Like, that's serious. No, finish it off. Oh, that would have been worth finishing, honestly, because he's gonna lose these frigates anyway. They're doomed. It would have been nice. He could have killed the frigate that was almost built inside of it, but sure. Tex making cruiser first when he has 50 Cybran frigs. Did he make cruiser first? I only saw a destroyer. But yeah, he has 2 cruisers and 1 destroyer. Yeah, not really sure why he did that. I mean, he certainly has less air. Although he does have 112. He doesn't have that much less. So yeah, have 2 cruisers. Pretty defensive. He's thinking like, he's for sure ahead. I guess that's his mindset. Which is... Oh, these Corsairs are going to be so wasted here. 1 mech goes down, and maybe some reclaim goes down, but 3 Corsairs deposited in the base. Yeah, I was the opposite bully. I only saw the destroyer. I didn't see the cruiser. When are subs a good play? You could make Tech 2 subs. Tech 2 subs, I mean, Tech 1 subs, Tech 2 subs, they're good against frigates. Tech 1 subs are quite expensive, but they can get quite a bit of value. You don't want to overinvest in them, because if you overinvest, then it becomes very, very worth it to simply just invest in those torp bombers and suicide them into the navy. So Tech 2 subs are good versus Seraphim destroyers, UEF destroyers, all frigates, and they're good. Cybran ones have stealth, Aeon ones have more HP and torp defense, I believe. They're also very good. Like, there's only 1 destroyer here, so if you had some Cybran destroyers are very good against submarines, as are Aeon ones. So don't make subs versus Aeon or Cybran destroyers. But you can snipe cruisers with them very quickly. They get mad value versus frigates. You just have to try not allow them to die to torpedo bombers. That's pretty much it. So if you have air control, should be good. Speaking of air control, Tech 3 Air and a P-Gen Tech 3 is finished for Techs. Next thing on the menu is a strategic bomber. 90% complete. As Tauren makes a push. Tauren has only frigates in this army and a Tech 3 sonar. You don't want to keep that too close now. It's expensive. 1200 mass. You want to keep that alive. He's fighting, but he's not winning. He has a good formation, but some of the units are not in range right now. They're too far back. The sonar is being killed. Sonar actually 600 health. It's more than I thought it would have. Crazy air fight. There goes a freaking ASF, just got vaporized. Tech 3 Air makes itself known. The Strat is flying somewhere, but I don't know where. And this fight, I mean, it just looks worse the more you look at it. I mean, he is getting... If he targets the destroyer, that would be nice. If he targets any of the Tech 2 ships, just stops shooting frigates, it's going to be good. But if the destroyers and stuff live, it's not going to be good. The Strat has just gone all around the houses. It's heading straight towards the main base. And there's torpedo bombers, which seems strange because he's been absolutely dominated in air. Look at how many inties are left for Tauren. Such a commitment from Tauren. Why? Why oh why is he committing? Strat comes in, bombs the shield. One more bomb on the shield will take it down. It's only Tech 1, no upgrades. Or rather, sorry, Tech 2, but ED 1. So where's he? Turning around. Micro fail. Come on, Tex, you can do it. Are you lagging against Tauren? Okay, a few shots on the torp. And a drop. 2 P-gens. Bam. Dead. DED dead. And the T2 Navy, as you can see, it's alive. Most of it. Some of it may have died. Yeah, we lost like 1 Tech 2 ship out of all of that. Strat drops, manages to kill that mech, which is just cheekily outside of the shield. Shield is being upgraded. 1 more bomb, once again, will take it out, but the Strat survives below 300 HP. The mechs gave it the HP necessary from veterancy to survive there. And, I mean, this naval battle is appalling. 6 T2 ships now for Tex versus 2 for Tauren. 1 is being used to raid on the right hand side. Inti's chasing that Strat to the ends of the earth. The Strat actually manages to make a turn there, and Tauren loses the order. He fucks off. And the Strat parks up, asks for a repair guy to do his shit, and I'll never get sick of looking at Strats just get full HP back on air staging. And now this is very, very bad for Tauren. This whole naval engagement plus the air fight leaving even more reclaim. Just a casual 30k reclaim here. On Texas side of the map, of course. Strat now flies directly next to all of these inties and begins bombing. Storaged capped. Tech to Mexes. No reaction from Tauren whatsoever. It's probably not making any sound because it's shooting from Fog of War. Or rather dropping from Fog of War. He's trying to micro a bit here. That's another Tech 2 mechs capped and killed. Tech's actually managing to push out with his navy. Needs to be a bit careful. You just see, yeah, kite away a little bit. The torpedo damage will be nice from the Salems. I'd probably attack move the frigates forward and then retreat the navy, the Tech 2 a bit. There goes the Salem. Perhaps unnecessarily, but how much does it matter? Not much assistance on the Tech 2 factory, actually. This Strat is literally killed everything. What the fuck? Why is there no reaction? I get it. Maybe it didn't make a sound, but still. 10k mass killed, flat. 3 vets. 4 vets make that. Now it will get shot down. Jesus Christ. Quick reactions there from Tauren. T3 gunships now from Tex. Tex can basically formation move his navy across the map and not be stopped, I think. Still no Tech 3 air from Tauren. He doesn't care about Tech 3 air. It was like 100 inties perfectly. Yeah, they almost one-shot the strat. Almost. Tauren calls it a day on this map. I think at the towards, I mean, there's several signs of rust, but towards the end we saw severe examples of it on the right island. But Tex, I mean, that was a weird game. I will say that was a weird game. It was strange. I don't understand it. Could have controlled Kate after the first 15 minutes. No. No. Wrong. He had air control, he had more frigates, he had more mass, so not even close, dude. Now let's watch the next game. Oh, show us the hockey. Okay, I'll show you at the start of this game then. Yeah, he could have taken mid back. He didn't really have a plan to take the smaller islands back. If you imagine the game, but he, oh god, what the fuck. Why does this look so weird, dude? This is really strange. Like when I'm zoomed out, you can see all of this. Okay, I'm fundamentally against the FAF version of open palms. This is fucking bad. Like, why when I'm zoomed out can I see all of these marks on the ground? Yeah, mid is absolutely fucked. Oh, this is disturbing. So the hockey. I'm gonna have to lobby some people about this map. Select all the units similar to those selected. That's the one. Yeah, this is actually offensive to my eyes. I've come around. I don't... irrelevant to me, dude. I'm against it. Like, look at all the... Look at all the marks on the ground. Why? Why can't I see those? It's terrible. Labs from both players. Doopy doopy doo. They don't even swing their arms. That's not very efficient movement. Marks don't really matter. Okay, to you. Okay, say it with me. This is my stream, guys. Why are you all talking about your opinions? Jesus. Take your opinions to your own stream, thank you very much. I'm against this on religious grounds, so... My religion being GPG and the cult of asymmetry. Oh, the lab is gonna skip past the striker. No way. Tauren. You gonna do him like this? He's looking for the reclaim. He fails. He clicks on the tree. Genji has to be so close to death right now. There it goes. He's dead. Nice kill. Oh, I'm not dueling you on this map, that's for sure. This could be a very nasty kill. Oh, he's making a beeline for him, dude. Look at that. Literally just locked on. Like a stream sniper. Tech's already 400 mass ahead. Not a good sign for Tauren. This is so wrong. This is so wrong, this map. It's literally not the same map. I am disgusted. It's the best round up. Bomber coming in from Tex. 2 nice kills there. Bit of micro. Nice bit of micro. Oh, he's trying to punish these 3 mexes here around the 3 P-gens around the mechs here. Why don't we just use open palms GPG, because there's literally nothing wrong with it. And no one has ever thought that there is something wrong with the game in terms of its symmetry or lack thereof. Yeah, sound good? Sounds good to me. This is not as big. This is not big enough, this gap here. This is narrower. There are marks all over the ground when you're zoomed out, which is just fucking hideous. Nice P-gen kill. But not that great for a bomber. I mean, 1 P-gen for 1 bomber doesn't really add up, but at least it's annoying. But overall, you'd rather be killing this engineer, for example. Nice raid from Tauren here. This tank is a beast. Oof. Can you point one out? Are you kidding? I don't know. Maybe they don't show up on stream, but they're literally everywhere on the ground here. Everywhere, dude. It's hideous. Just random ass decals at max zoom out. So, Tex has very little power. No expansion on the top side. All of his tanks on this side, which tells me that maybe he's going to be moving that ACU across the map. Time to stop building, start shooting. Bit of a waste of units here. From Tauren, it's got to be said. It's not a good place to send your units. Another kill for this bomber. A nasty tank with 4 kills back here. Bomber goes down. No, we don't need a fat version of open palms. Can we just stop making things that nobody wants nor needs? Tauren with a big mass struggle. That'll happen if you try and build factories with 7 engineers at once. And Tauren, well, he's across the map building. He should build that mech, to be honest. He's rushing a PD here. And Tech's not quite across the map yet. He's pretty chill here, just hanging around. What's up, Matthew? I mean, everything it's fucking uncanny valley of maps right now. The Tauren overflowing power needs to stop building power. Keeps losing engineers here despite having a lot of tanks. It's not gonna fly. The fucked up middle is being attacked. Sure, feel free to like some of them. As long as you don't like this one. And god damn it. Yeah, so Tauren looking extremely vulnerable right now. This is a worrying image right here. This is an encirclement. It's being done here by techs. A lot of units covering all paths of retreat. And Tauren doesn't seem to really understand the danger he's in. His units are so far away. He is completely alone. This is better than original. Go away. I literally ban you for being wrong. Can't be wrong on the internet. Tauren is dead though. Ain't no escape here. 1200. He's not close enough to a veterancy. He doesn't have overcharge by the looks of it. And he goes down. The bombers were ready to finish him off. With overcharge, there's a chance that he could have actually survived. A chance. Did you see? Yeah, I saw he was named capital R-U-S-T. Rust. He is 2 inches deep of rust all around. I know, that's not fair. He played pretty well. I'd say. Give Tex a bit of a challenge. Even at the end there, like, Tauren has more mass. But, I mean, Tex's position is... I mean, yeah, having your AC completely alone up here is very, very dodgy, very risky. So, I think we'll leave it there. It's nearly 1 o'clock here. Thank you all for watching. And I hope you enjoyed. We'll probably get a stream tomorrow. But, let's see. No text. No, I'm done. Try watch it next time. Credible reports on the Discord that you are a boomer. Ah. I see. Well, tell them all to go fuck themselves. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Hopefully it's not next week. Maybe tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow though, it's not going to be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So we'll see you. We'll see you guys. And good luck in the tourney to all the guys. Bye.